become an empowered woman in 3 steps. I just gave this talk for a women's group at Intuit a few weeks ago, and I thought out of all the requests that I've been getting from women about what they're going through right now with our current state, I thought, what a better time to just share some of that content with you. So grab a pen and paper, because I'm going to be going over the 3 steps to help empower you, yes, right now, especially right now, regardless of what you're going through. Okay, there is a 3-pronged approach that I have tested, and not only on myself, but I've tested on myself. I have tested on hundreds of other women throughout the last 2 decades. And so this is the 3-pronged approach that I want to share with you. So you can apply the exact same system to achieve the same results that, or similar results that I have achieved and other women have achieved themselves. So there are 3 prongs to becoming an empowered woman. Okay? Oopsie, sorry. So the first prong, let me go back. So the 3 prongs are here, okay? The first step to becoming the empowered woman that you want to become is to have desire, a strong desire. Know exactly what you want. Ask yourself those hard questions and the right questions. Accept what it is that you really want and just go for it, and acknowledge where you are currently in your stage of life. Define your personal wants. What is it that you want for yourself, and what is it that you need right now? I'm also going to talk a little bit about self-care, but self-care not in a way to help you become a certain size or look a certain way, unless that's what you want. But really, I'm going to talk about self-care in a way that is going to help you to show up in life the way you want to show up and have optimal life performance. That is key. The 3rd prong is resilience, right? Learning to rest and not to quit, not to give up, bouncing back from adversity, staying open-minded. What does that even look like, and how do you become more resilient? So with these 3 steps, I'm going to dive in a little bit further on how they will help you become an empowered woman. Desire. Okay, so I know that this seems weird that I'm telling you to focus on desire and what you really want. So desire basically means, what is it that you want to become in the future? What is that vision that you hold for yourself 1 year from today, 5 years from today, even 10 years from today? And zooming the lens in to define exactly what you need to do now. And let me share with you what that looks like in practice, okay? So these are examples from real women that I've worked with in the past. So this is one example, right? What do you want to become in the future? This was somebody that wanted to work with me for private coaching. She wanted to become a good example of health to her kids. And she's an engineer, getting her PhD, and a mom of 3. But she really wanted to be that good example of health to her kids. So in terms of what she needs to do now is she needs to make the time to focus on her health and make those changes. Another example is, okay, what you want to become in the future? This woman wanted to become a happy person that is positive and is a positive role model to her kids, spouse, and herself. And this is a registered nurse and a mom of 2. So in terms of what she needs to do now is be more present with where she is in life. Another example is from one of my clients who was 60 years old at the time. Her desire in terms of what she wanted to become in the future was a wise older woman that always looks professional, has mobility, and is independent. She's a corporate executive, has 3 grown kids, and a 60-year-old. So what she needed to do now, and this is what she said, is lower her BMI to be under 24. So these are just some examples. But I challenge you to spend some time journaling and ask yourself, what is it that you want to become in the future? What is that vision you hold for yourself? And then the next question is, what do you need to do right now? What is an immediate step that you can take today, right now, to start the journey to get what it is that you want? Okay. The second prong or step to becoming an empowered woman is self-care. But self-care for optimal life performance. Self-care is not a luxury. Self-care is a necessity. It's a requirement so that you can perform at optimal levels in all areas of life. at home, at work, in your relationships, in your community, for yourself. And the 4 pillars under self-care are optimal nutrition, optimal movement, optimal recovery, and having an optimal mindset. These 4 pillars work together, and you cannot have optimal life performance without self-care, and you need all of these. So I won't go into too much detail. What I will encourage you to do is to click on the link below and sign up for my newsletter that I send out every 2 weeks with how to optimize your nutrition, how to optimize your exercise, how to optimize recovery and get better sleep, and how to have a more positive and growth mindset. Click on the links below and sign up for my newsletter. I send it out every Sunday at about 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I will guide you through what to do with these steps. But know that self-care is critical to become an empowered woman. The third prong is to strengthen your stress resilience. So constantly practice becoming more resilient so you can bounce back from adversity quicker and faster and continue to be that empowered woman, right? Learn to rest, not to quit. And here I do have some examples on how you can practice being more resilient or increasing your stress resilience. These are 3 of my favorite things that I practice: affirmations and I am statements. So affirmations help with your brain activity to help you believe positive thoughts about yourself. Another thing that I do to increase my resilience is to focus every single day on what's going right. It's so easy for us to focus on what's going wrong, on what is not working for us. But instead, it's a daily practice to help you focus on what is going right. It could be the simplest little thing. It could be your house stayed clean. It could be that, I don't know, like you're having a good hair day. It doesn't have to be big things. Every single little thing, though, that you can focus on that's going right is going to help you nurture that positive mindset of being resilient, of saying like, hey, things are going right for me. And always, always, always focus on the silver linings, right? Focus on what is going right with your current situation. I know that with the current state that we're in the pandemic, you know, a lot of us are focusing on what is going wrong. But for me, for example, I am so grateful that I get to spend so much time with my husband and my 2 kids that if this pandemic would have never happened, I would have never been able to spend the amount of time that I'm spending with them. So that is my silver lining, right? I'm choosing to focus on what good is coming out of this and can potentially come out of this for myself and for those people immediately around me. And I know that this one is really, really hard, but that's why I say it's a daily practice. So the more that you practice consistently those 3 prongs and constantly focus on becoming more resilient, on taking care of yourself, on defining clearly exactly what it is that you want and need, those 3 things will help you become an empowered woman and continue to become an empowered woman throughout the rest of your life, so that these moments in time that you experience constantly are focused on positivity, on growth, on empowerment, so that you do show up in life in a way that you want. So that is what I have for you today. Be sure you click on the links below and subscribe to my newsletter so that I can give you more tips and strategies to continue doing this on a daily basis. I send out the newsletter every Sunday, so don't forget to click subscribe to my channel and click below to subscribe to my newsletter. Bye.